This week on Pay Dirt, we're going to talk about multi-use property, what it means to have a multi-use property, and why you would want a multi-use property. What is a multi-use recreational property? Well, that's a property that has more uses than just say deer hunting and duck hunting, or just say deer hunting and turkey hunting. Some properties with the right features can let you do all sorts of things that other properties can't. Now, why would you want to own a multi-use recreational property? Well, let's say you're making the biggest investment of your life. You're buying your first piece of recreational property, or your last piece of recreational property for that matter. Why not buy a piece of property that checks a lot of boxes? Well, what do I mean by checking boxes? For instance, this property we're standing on today, it's got great deer hunting, it's got some hog hunting, it's got some fishing right here on the river behind me, and it's got great duck hunting. So it checks a lot of boxes. As real estate agent, as Realtree Land Pros, we get calls every day. Hey Slade, I'm looking for a piece of property. I want to have really good deer hunting, or let's say really good turkey hunting, but it's got to have duck hunting also, or it's got to have a river, or it's got to have hardwoods, whatever the case may be. If your property that you put your hard-earned money into, checks more boxes, it can appeal to more buyers. And if it appeals to more buyers, it'll be more valuable and easier to sell. So it'll make it easier for you when you get ready to sell it, or possibly your family down the road. So today we're out on a piece of property that is a multi-use recreational property. We're going to go with some other Realtree Land Pros, Mr. Carol Bobo and Ben Jackson, and we're going to talk about how we can turn this property that is a multi-use recreational property into an even better property. How y'all doing? It's Slade Priest here, the Hunting Land Man. Hey, I hope you enjoy each week as we take you through the buying and selling process of land. I know it can seem scary, but I promise you, once you educate yourself, it's actually fun buying and selling land. This week, we're going to talk about timing. You're ready to sell your property, but what's the best time of the year to put it on the market? Here where I sell down in the South, sometimes we like to put our properties on the market either right before hunting season or right after. Either people are getting ready for hunting season, or they're tired of where they hunted last year, don't like where they hunted, they want to get a new hunting property. This is not the same all over the country, so get with your local Realtree Land Pro and find out what's the best time of year to put your property on the market. Okay, also, as far as timing, just because you put your property on the market today does not mean it's going to sell tomorrow. What I mean by that is, it takes time to get the marketing out there and find these buyers for these hunting properties. So you need to figure out, approximately what your property is going to sell for. Let's say it's a $300,000 property. Talk to your local Realtree Land Pro, find out, hey, what's your average days on the market for a property of this price range and this size? This is not an exact science, but it'll give you an idea about how long it takes to sell a property when priced correctly. Go to RealtreeUC.com, find your local Land Pro, and he can help you get your property on the market today. Well, like I said, we're here on a multi-use recreational property. We're here with Realtree Land Pros, Mr. Carroll and Ben. Thank y'all for having us out.
Thank you for coming.
We're out here this week. We've been doing some hunting, and this is an awesome hunting property. And we always know, as Land Pros, you can always make it better.
That's right.
And something we're looking at today is, how we can turn this property. It's already got great deer hunting, it's got great duck hunting, it's got some pigs on the chutes, of course small game, it's got the river back here, and just riding around we've all said some of the same things, which I thought was cool about how we can improve this property. What would be y'all's first, of course we're standing here, I know what y'all are going to say, but tell me what y'all think about this property and what you could do better.
Of course, the low-hanging fruit would be do something with this. This is Rogers Creek. This property has over 2.5 miles of Rogers Creek going through it. So there's multiple opportunities to create different wetland cells to improve waterfowl habitat. That's an easy go-to. You can do different things with timber. Prescribed burns would do a lot for this property as well.
Right, right. Well, I know that you're a big duck hunter, you know, talking about Rogers Creek and this duck hunting. We were just talking before we started filming how easy this would be to improve this.
Correct.
And so as a land pro, and it's our job to let our clients know if it's on this property or any property, you know, for just really pennies on the dollar, if this was, you know, if this was a planted field and had a water control structure or something like that, how much value would it immediately add to this property?
It just brings different buyers or more buyers to the table when it comes time to sell this property. A lot of guys are just strictly duck guys, or there's some guys that, like you and me, that more geared towards deer.
Right, right. And Ms. Carroll, I know you've probably been doing this longer than Ben and I have been alive. Do you get...
It's a long time.
Yeah? Well, we're not that old. We're pretty young. Well, you know, I'm sure you get calls just like I do. People saying, man, I want a really good deer property, but it's got to have ducks on it, or don't even send it to me. And those are hard to find, right?
Yes, very hard to find. That's what makes this tract so unique, because it's diverse.
Right.
It's got the ducks, it's got the deer, got the hogs.
So it's definitely harder to find one that checks a lot of the boxes.
Yes.
Right, right.
This one checks a lot of boxes.
Right.
For a lot of hunters. And I think about it, you know, like over here, I'm sure it is where you are from too. The hunting over here is just any, you know, if you can hunt hogs anytime you want to.
Right, right.
There's no season on them, so there's always something to do out here. You know.
And like, so if you buy a deer property and then you hunt for a couple hours in the morning and a couple hours in the afternoon, you have all day to do what? But if you have different layers on the property to take advantage of, you can get into the trapping like we talked about. You can do fishing to kill time during the midday, or dove hunt in the middle of the day. There's all kinds of different things to do with properties that have more than one use.
Right. Well, good. Well, thank y'all for having us out. Let's ride around and check out this property a little bit more.
Having you here. Thank you.
Yes, sir. This week's featured property comes from North Florida. This almost 800 acres, located near Bronson, is a true one-of-a-kind tract. A great bunkhouse, box stands, feeders, and a great road system, this tract is truly turnkey. This tract is not only a great recreational tract, but it's also a great investment with great timber in the high areas. A short drive over to the Gulf of Mexico will give you great fishing and great beach trips. So if you like this 800 acres in North Florida or any properties we have all across the country, check out realtreeuc.com today and find your local land pro. Now tell me, you know, over here in Texas, what's some of the other things that y'all sell property? I know we all think about hardcore deer hunters, but what's some of the other things that y'all sell property? Horse rider? I mean, you tell me.
Yeah, we got a lot of pasture land over here. With this area that we're in right now, used to be a lot of farming.
Right.
And they've turned it into hay meadows.
Okay.
Hay meadows and cattle, and there's a lot of horse properties around here.
So yeah, cattle, equestrian, and then timber properties are still.
So investment.
Yeah.
See, that's something else we hadn't even talked about here. You know, anytime these multi-use properties, if you can help them make them pay for themselves, you know, they're a lot easier to own, and possibly you could afford more acres.
And service some of that debt with, you know, either leases, cattle leases, or harvesting some timber.
And talking about investment, you know, we all want to leave a legacy whenever, you know, if I sell to people, and I'm sure y'all do too all the time, that, you know, they want something for their grandkids, you know, whenever they go. And if that property helps pay for itself with the investment, it makes them easier on, and generations to come will possibly use that property and enjoy your dream that you had for the property.
Yep. We see a lot of that family stuff moving in properties over here like this in Texas, East Texas. We're not that far from the Metroplex, so you know it makes it handy.
That's right. That's right. Well, look, it sounds like East Texas is no different than anywhere else I've traveled in the country. You know, these multi-use properties, they're a little bit harder to find, but when you find the right one and the right fit with the right family, they seem to be some of the best properties. Well, man, thank y'all for having us out.
Hey, you bet. Appreciate you coming.
Thanks, Lee.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And thank y'all for watching Pay Dirt.